of all, let's look at the full circles. The simplest version for circle will be x squared plus y squared equals to r squared. You have center at 0, 0 with radius of r. Okay, so at the back, the constant must be in the square form, and that refers to your radius. And define the center 0, 0 and radius r circle. The equation of a circle, so that one is what you're going to remember, is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. Okay, that gives you center at h comma k, and the radius is r. And you will talk about domain and range now. So so now we have learned domain and range. Okay, we have learned domain and range. So we'll talk about the domain and range for a circle. So from the center, you go up for r units, go down for r units, go left for r units, and go right for r units. So that will be your domain and range. So domain will be h minus r to h plus r. From the center, go left for r, that's your left farthest point, and plus r is the most right point. So x minus h minus r and h plus r will be the domain. And the range will be start from the k value. K go down by r units and go up by r units. So that gives you the range. Okay, that gives you the range. Okay, so semicircles. So how we look at for semicircles? So we have 4 semicircles: top, bottom, left, or right semicircles. Okay, 4 parts. Top, bottom, left, and right semicircles. So for transposing the general equation, okay, let's look at this one. So I'm making y to be the subject. If you're making y to be the subject, you have the top or bottom semicircle. Okay, if y is the subject, you make the top or bottom semicircle. And the plus is the top one, the minus will be the bottom one. So you just change this: y squared equals to r squared minus x squared. Then y will equals to plus minus square root r squared minus x squared. And the plus one give you the top, the minus one give you the bottom. That's the same as what you have learned, what we have learned year 10. And now we will have, okay, that's the top, that's the bottom. And then same thing, if we make x to be the subject, we'll have 2 parts as well, plus minus of square root of that. So the plus one will be the right, and the minus one will be the left, which represents the left half and right half of the circle. Okay. So I will talk about more about like the semicircles in the exercise. Okay, that's the basic idea. That's the basic idea. So now let's have a look at this question. X plus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals to 25. Okay, so we have center. We're looking for center first. The center will be minus 1 and minus 4. Okay, the center will be minus 1 and minus 4. And the radius will be 5. Okay, the radius will be 5. So let's say we have, I should have put higher. So minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have minus 1 and minus 4. And we'll go. So radius is 5, that's my center. So go up by 5 units, I will have the point 1 here. And go down by 5 units, I will have this 9 here. Okay, because that point is minus 1, minus 4. So that one will be minus 1 and 1. And that one will be minus 1 and minus 9. Okay, go down by 5 units. And then you will go right for 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say the point is here. So that's plus 5. So it's 4 and minus 4. Okay, minus 1 plus 5, which give you 4 and minus 4. And go left by 5 units. That's minus 6 and minus 4. If you connect those points to make a circle, okay, that's the shape of the circle. Even though it not looks really like a circle, but like we suppose that's a circle, should be a circle, okay? So we have x and y. But what we can also see here is we have 2 x-intercept and 2 y-intercept. So for circle, we also need to work out what is the x and y-intercept. So we need to label the center, and we need to label the 4 points, okay? So 4 points, up, down, left, and right, that 4. And we also need to label the x-y-intercept if there's any x-y-intercepts. So I can find 2 x-intercept and 2 y-intercept. So I'm going to find that. It's the same as we work for other equations. So when x equals to 0, okay, do not expand the bracket when you do deal with circles. Okay, do not expand the bracket. You just do it directly. So when x equals to 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 squared is 1. So 1 plus y plus 4 squared equals to 25. Okay, do not open the bracket, then we have y plus 4 squared equals to 24. And directly square root both sides. Okay, directly square root both sides. And you have y plus 4 equals to plus minus square root 24. So y will be minus 4 plus minus 2 root 6. Okay, minus 4 plus minus 2 root 6. So that's the y-intercept. Okay, minus 4, 0, x equals to 0, y equals to minus 4 plus 2 root 6. And the bottom one be 0, minus 4 minus 2 root 6. Okay, so that's the x. Okay, that's the x. Let's have a look at the y. So let's make x equals 0. Let's look at y equals to 0. So make when y equals to 0. Okay, when y equals to 0, x plus 1 squared plus 4 squared is 16. That equals to 25. And x plus 1 squared equals to 9. Okay, that is 9. Then x plus 1 equals to plus minus 3. Okay, square root 9 is 3, so we have plus minus 3. So x will equals to minus 1 minus 3, which is minus 4, or minus 1 plus 3 is 2. So x is minus 4 or 2. That is minus 4, not minus 4, that's 2, 0, and that is minus 4, 0. Because it's minus 1 plus 3 give you 2, minus 1 subtract 3 give you negative 4. So I have negative 4, 0, and 2, 0 for the 2x intercept. Okay, the last thing we are going to talk about is the domain and range. Okay, so domain will be the left point to the right point, which is negative 6 to 4. And then we talk about the range. Range is the most bottom one, which is negative 9, to the most up one, which is 1. So it's negative 9 to 1. Okay, so that's first question. Any problems? For full circle, I think that's quite like a revision thing from year 10. So that should be the full circle, and I have answered domain, range, all the xy intercept, all the centers, and all the important points. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Next one is called the general form. This is called the center radius form, and the second one is called the general form of circle. So we have center radius form, I can directly know center and radius. But if that's a general form, I cannot find center and radius. So we need to complete the square and find the center and radius. Okay, so if it's general form, we need to complete the square. So how we can complete the square? We can make the x to be together. So x squared plus 6x, L plus 3 squared, and subtract 3 squared. Okay, plus b half of b squared and subtract half of b squared. And now we have the y side. We have y squared minus 4y, L plus half of the b squared and subtract half of the b squared. And don't forget, we still have a plus 2. Then let's make the plus 2 to the left hand side, because I don't really need a constant on the right hand side. So move it to that side. Or you can keep it here, it doesn't really matter. For this 3, we can complete the square, and for this 3, we can complete the square. So for this 3, we have x plus 3 squared. Okay, and minus 9 plus y minus 2 squared, and L minus 4 here, equals to minus 2. So move the 2 constant to the other side. Okay, move the constant to the other side. So we have x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared, okay, equals to 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 minus 2 is 11. But I don't want 11, I want square root 11 squared. Okay, the constant must be in the square form to show you the radius. Okay, to show you the radius. And you need to know square root 11 is a number in between 3 and 4. Okay, you just approximately know like how large is that. So it's approximately in between 3 and 4. Okay, now let's sketch this graph. Okay, we have minus 3. Have minus 3 and 2 is the center. Okay, it's x minus negative 3, so minus 3 and 2, positive 2. So here is my center. Okay, so you will go right for root 11 units. Okay, go right for root 11 units. So root 11 is beyond 3. So this point will be somewhere here. And go left for 3 units. Root 11 units is here. So this point is minus 3, 2. And then this point will be minus 3 plus root 11, 2. That will be minus 3 minus root 11, 2. Okay. And then I will go up by root 11 units. So that is minus 3, 2 plus root 11. And I will go down for root 11 units. It's here. So minus 3 to minus root 11. Okay. And let's connect the graph. That's my circle. And again, I can still see 2x intercept and 2y intercept. Okay, 2x intercept and 2y intercept. So I will find xy intercept. when x equals to 0, do not put back into the original equation. Put back into the one you have already completed squared. That will make your easier to solve that. Otherwise, you need to factorize again for the general form and then solve for that. So it takes longer time. So when x equals to 0 is 9 plus y minus 2 squared equals to 11. Now I can make 11 to become 11. So y minus 2 squared will be 2. Then y minus 2 equals to plus minus of root 2. Then y equals to 2 plus minus of root 2. Okay, so can you see from the graph, is there any problem? Can you see any mistakes here? Because I'm not drawing a very to scale. Can you see 2 minus root 2 is still a positive number? So I have a negative y-intercept, which is not very correct. Because it's not to scale, because I haven't got my ruler, and I find out it's not very correct, because it's very close to 0. So I can actually change that a little bit. Because it's not to scale, so it looks not very good. So it actually should be that. Just not touching. So it should be a 2 positive intercept. I should make this higher maybe. Okay. Does not look like a circle now. This time is correct. This time is correct. This time is correct. Okay, I know what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for 2 positive intercepts. So that should be looks like that. Okay. So I have this point. 0, 2 plus root 2, and that is 0, 2 minus root 2. Okay, so if it's not giving you the scale, or you just draw it like the way I'm doing, it's easier to make a mistake when it's like very negative or very small positive numbers. Like you can draw in the wrong place. So after you solved out your xy intercept, you can test your value, and you can see whether my graph makes sense or not. And I have looked at my graph is not making sense because I have 1 positive and 1 negative intercept, so I need to change my graph a little bit. And then when that's y equals to 0, so we have x plus 3 squared plus 4 equals to 11, and that's x plus 3 squared equals to 7. X plus 3 equals to plus minus root 7, and x equals 2 minus 3 plus minus root 7. And that's 2 negative numbers because root 7 is in between 2 and 3. Okay, so minus 3 plus root 7 is still negative, and minus 3 minus root 7 is also negative. So I have 2 negative x-intercept, which is correct. Okay, which is correct. So that point will be minus 3 minus root 7, comma 0, and have this one is minus 3 plus root 7, comma 0. Okay, so now my graph makes sense. Okay, that graph makes sense. And what is the domain? The domain is minus 3 minus root 11 to minus 3 plus root 11. Square bracket, because I can take those 2 points. And what is the range? The range will be 2 minus root 11 to 2 plus root 11. Square bracket on both sides. Okay, the most bottom one to most top one, most left one to most right one. Okay, so that's the domain and range. Okay, I have to show you like 2 full circles. Okay, I have to show you 2 full circles. And now the next thing we're going to do is think about the half circle. Okay, think about the half circle. And our half circle is not at center 0, 0. Do not talk about 3 first because 3 is easy. I want to directly talk about a complex one. Let's look at number 4. Okay, let's look at number 4. Okay, just tell me, can you tell the difference between a square root function and a half circle function? How can you know that's a square root function or a half circle function? Like from last year, you know square root looks like the what's wrong with my pen? Wait. Some problem here. Just wait a moment. What's the difference between square root and half circle function? First, it looks very different. Okay, the shape looks different, and how they all contain the square root. No. So why is not working? Wait, some problem here. So make sure you know that square root function inside is a linear. Okay, inside under the square root is a linear. Square root function under the linear. It's a linear function under the square root. But for half circle, that's a quadratic under the square root. Okay, have a think about that. That's a quadratic under the square root.